Hey team, this is Nathan from RunDreamAchieve.com. Today's video I want to talk on why slow running is important. Okay, we always talk about the importance of doing tempo runs, doing intervals, doing fartlek workouts, speed intervals, but easy running is still critical because you cannot continue to stress the energy systems of the body and expect to get a high return on your investment. You have to slow down and be willing to be just as disciplined on your easy days as you are on your hard days. And sometimes it's difficult to slow down. If, say, you did a track session on a Tuesday morning and it was, maybe you did repeat 800s or repeat miles on the track. It was some kind of interval workout or maybe a fartlek workout you did on that day on a Tuesday morning. And then you go out on a Wednesday with a group of friends and they start taking off and they didn't do that workout that you did the day before. And you start running with them to, feel like I got to stay with them because I don't want to slow down, then you're not being as efficient as you need to be. Okay, because as the longer you get, the longer you're involved in the sport, you start to realize that what's really important and what's most essential to get the best results is rest. It's recovery. Your body is about 2 to 3 times as weak after you do, immediately after you do a workout. You have muscle tissue tears, you're tired, you're dehydrated. So the results of that workout don't come from the workout. They come within the rest period after you've stressed the body's energy systems. So it's absolutely vital and important for you to slow down on recovery days. I always talk about in other videos the importance of jogging on easy days. Okay, I've went out and I've run with world-class marathoners that could go out and run 4:57 mile pace for 26.2 miles. But on their easy days, they would go out and run anywhere from like 9-minute mile pace to 11-minute mile pace. It was just literally jogging pace. And so I've always remembered that. I've always, taken that with me in my own training and learned over time that, hey, you have to focus 100% on those hard anaerobic workouts. So those hard sessions, those varied pace long runs I talk about, those types of workouts are going to stress you to the limit, both mentally and physically. So if you continue to harp on what pace per mile or pace per kilometer you're running on your easy days, then you're only stressing yourself out. It's, again, great running results come from relaxation. Okay, so it's important to minimize any undue stress that you're placing on yourself. Okay, there's always focus. If you want to be a great runner, middle distance runner, long distance runner, sprinter, focus on the things that you can control yourself. Okay, you're always in control of your thoughts, what you listen to, what you tell yourself. And there's going to be negativity around you, surrounding you. So you have to make sure that you're focusing on what's most important and what you can control yourself. After, before a workout, during a workout, after a workout, you're in control of what your hydration practices, the amount of sleep you're getting, how easy you are jogging and running easily on your recovery days. Instead of continuing to push the body harder than it needs to be pushed, especially 24 hours to 48 hours immediately after a hard anaerobic workout. Sometimes you're going to be doing workouts, 2 anaerobic workouts in a day. It just depends on where you are at in your training block and how advanced of a runner you are. Maybe you're a beginner and you're not really so much interested in doing speed workouts, but you're interested in staying consistent with your mileage and just building your mileage. But there are other athletes out there that maybe they're trying to break a 2:40 marathon or trying to run under a 40-minute 10K, or maybe they're trying to break a 5-minute mile. Those athletes have to be more specific in their training, but it's still critical for them, as it is for a beginner, to be very cognizant of and being very aware of how easy they're running on easy days. So easy running is still essential because you're burning fat and you're building your endurance. But if you're still running too fast on those easy days, you're going to have a very hard time continuing to push the body hard on the track or on the road. I talk about heart rate monitor training all the time as well. You do want to be running aerobically and at least running at a high enough heart rate that you're burning fat and not just sugars. If you're running under 120 beats per minute, or maybe 110 beats per minute, you're really just burning sugars. You need to be at least above 120 beats per minute to really be burning fat. And as you run faster, especially when you're doing tempo runs and you're running at your anaerobic threshold, you're running around 88 to 90% of your maximum heart rate, that's where you start running. You're burning fat, but you're teaching the body also to burn fat at faster paces. And that's key, because when you're running a race, you only have so much carbohydrate storage. We don't have as much glycogen storage as we do fat storage. So a lot of athletes, including myself in the past, I've actually hit the wall too. But when I ran 2:19 for the marathon, I didn't hit a wall. When I ran 1:07.06 for the half, I didn't hit a wall. And I didn't hit a wall when I ran 2:26.43 at the 2011 Indianapolis Monumental Marathon. So, and the reason why I didn't is because, one, I was hydrating well in the race. You have to pay attention to that. But I was also taking this advice definitely very seriously. Sometimes I would give myself 48 hours of recovery jogging after doing a track workout or doing a fartlek workout on the roads, or any type of interval training, and especially after the faster varied pace long runs I was doing leading up to my sub 220 marathon and sub 227 marathon when I was 35 years old. I took this particular strategy extremely seriously, because I learned it from world-class Kenyans, world-class Europeans, sub 4-minute milers that I trained with, athletes that could break 13:20 for 5K. Ryan Kirkpatrick is an example of that. He was my teammate when I was with the Army World Class Athlete Program. He ran 13:19 for 5,000 meters. Now, Ryan was a special case, because I've trained with guys that could break 13:30 for 5K, who would go out and run 7 to 8 minute mile pace. Ryan was always extremely fast on even easy days. I think Ryan was like an outlier. I mean, he was able to run 13:19, but he would always run really fast even on easy days. I mean, he would run like 6 minute to 6:20 mile pace even on recovery days. And I would never run with him, because again, we're all different. We have to find out what works best for us. But the best runners, and the majority of the world-class runners I've trained with over the years, jogged on their easy days, because they trained so hard when the hard days came around. All I can tell you from my own background with these athletes, they were a big part of why I broke 220 for the marathon. The hard training, the track sessions we did, the fartlek workouts we did, the long runs we did, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. But the easy days were totally, that's why I welcomed those recovery days. So the same with you. If you want to get great results and you want to start really dropping huge amounts of time off your 10K, your 5K, your marathon, your half marathon, or 50K, you have to pay attention to this. You cannot, push hard all the time and expect your body to react. You're going to start getting diminished returns on your investment. Again, I stress this because it's so important. It's not about the mileage you're doing. It's about the quality of the work you're doing. It's still very important to run easy as well. Okay. Running easy for long periods of time, 2 to 3 hours at length, is going to build that endurance that you're going to need. Again, as I talked about in the other video that I just recently made on Monday, think about what an 18 to 20 mile long run, easy, relaxed long run will do for you psychologically as well, especially if you're training for, say, like a 5K, 10K, or half marathon. Even if you're training for a marathon, going out and do a 20 mile run will definitely motivate you, and that you're putting in the work, you're being consistent, you're taking that daily action in order to get the great results you're going after. And, great results take time. It takes a proper planning and how you're setting up your training. And running easy, and why running is so important, running easy is so important, is the fact that, one, you want to be able to continue to push the body and stress the anaerobic systems of your body efficiently and be effective, so that once you get to your race, you're able to sustain race pace longer than your competition. You want to minimize slowing down, and be able to pick off people in the latter kilometers or latter miles of the race, rather than being, passed. It's not a good feeling. We've all been there. Even the best runners in the world know what it feels like to go into oxygen debt and go out far too aggressive and, you know, run slow in the last few miles. You know, I've trained with and known athletes and competed against athletes that had like a 208 to 210 marathon PR that went out and ran a 240 or 245. I've known other world-class athletes that DNF'd in races because they were too aggressive. And again, to run great over middle to long distance races, you got to do a lot of things right going into your main races. You have to know how to taper correctly. That's why I teach that in all my running courses, in the training plans, a 10-day taper rather than a 3-week taper. You have to be willing to check your ego at the door and slow down on those easy days. You know, allow your body time to recover and allot the proper amount of rest in between each hard anaerobic workout you're doing. Okay, I promise you, if you start disregarding what pace you're running on your easy days, focus that mental power on the hard anaerobic workouts, your tempo runs, your long runs, whether it's easy or varied pace, faster varied pace long runs, because even an easy long run for 2 to 3 hours can take a lot out of an athlete. Focus on those particular days, the hard anaerobic days, where you should focus all of your mental and physical capabilities on those particular days. Enjoy the recovery days. Enjoy the time to jog and allow yourself time to just let the idea of, well, I got to worry about what, you know, I need to be running at 7-minute mile pace, or I need to run at 8-minute mile pace for me to feel important. What matters is those hard anaerobic workouts. You want to be able to continue to push the body hard, and in order to do that, you have to be smart on the easy days. So I hope this video is helpful for you. Again, these are some of the strategies and tips, the things that I was doing that helped me as an average athlete with very limited talent get to a point where I could run 5:19 mile pace for a marathon, okay, or 3:18 kilometer pace over 42.2 kilometers. It took time, but I was also very, very disciplined even on my easy days. I was very aware of how my body was feeling, and if I needed an additional day of rest, I didn't think anything of taking an additional day and either taking the day off or getting a massage or getting in the pool and just relax, you know, doing some easy pool running so that I could continue to work hard anaerobically and to be able to, you know, continue to stay focused on my build-up. So I hope this video is helpful for you, and I just want you to get the best results in 2022 or later, whenever you're watching this video. I want you to get the best results from your hard training. You know, we cannot get our time back. So if you're going to do something right, do the very best you can to get it right the first time, rather than continue to make a mistake over and over and over again. Sometimes runners just need to slow down and disregard what pace they're running. Allow themselves times to jog on easy days so that, again, they get to the finish line, they get to their main race in record time, and to have that additional motivation of running a personal best. You know, so I hope this video is helpful for you. Definitely give me a like, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new, and if you're an existing watcher of my videos and you haven't yet subscribed, hit that bell icon and subscribe button so when I make a new video, you'll be notified. So share this video as well. Definitely appreciate it, and I appreciate all the support that you all give to RunDreamAchieve.com and this YouTube channel. So I talk to you all in the next video.